Who will win this year's Indianapolis 500? We'll talk to the drivers to find out what they predict. More when we return.
Meanwhile, Marco roars away on the non-man. 19-year-old Marco Andretti exiting turn 4.
Welcome to a special edition of The Adventurer, the show where people truly push their lives to the limits. No talking heads, just the real deals. I'm your host, Jim Clash. The 91st running of the world's most prestigious auto race, the Indianapolis 500, takes place this Sunday, May 27th. Today we're going to interview the brave men and women competing. Hi, we're here with Helio Castroneves. He's the pole sitter this year, and I'll tell you what a pole that was. Tell us about how you stole the pole from Dario Franchitti.
Let me tell you, man, every time you see it, it's kind of like, what a tough time, you know. That was pressure. That was hard. That was the challenge, but the great strategy from the team, great team effort. I mean, all those things together. And again, I just hold my breath for four laps, and we made it happen.
Well, I got to ask you now, there was one guy left who got out there before the gun went off, and that was your buddy Tony Kanaan. And he had you for the first 3 laps. We were watching on TV. What the heck were you thinking? You didn't even get out of your car. You were just listening on the radio, right?
Well, yes, until the last lap, I'm like, I'm not going to stay here. I'm getting out of here. And as soon as I get out, they're like, you got it. I'm like, what? You got it. I was like, man, that's incredible. That was a great feeling. Yeah, Rick Mears always says there are 2 types of races, the actual 500 and the pole day. Well, so far our month start very good with the pole day. Hopefully we get the 500 as well.
You've won this thing twice. Not that many people have done it. If you win it again, you're going to go into an even more exclusive club. You won't be in the Rick Mears club yet, 4 of them for Rick. But do you think you can win it again?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if I didn't think that again, well, I'll definitely not be racing right now. But I have a great team. I have a great car. And I tell you, I'm hungry and thirsty as well. So hopefully we can taste that milk.
Hi, we're here with Sam Hornish Jr., who won the race last year. How did your life change after you won the Indy 500? What has the last year been like for you?
Well, it's been pretty hectic, and obviously there's been a lot of changes. One of them is really people recognizing me out on the street or wherever it might be is just really been a pretty neat thing. But the best part about it is the fact that if I wake up tomorrow morning and I decide I don't want to race anymore, I could quit and I'd be okay with that.
Speaking of that race, I mean, I was in the stands watching that, and with 197 laps under the table, suddenly Michael Andretti was in the lead, and then Marco passed Michael, and then Sam Hornish came out of nowhere.
I really was sitting back there on that restart, and I was about 8th place on the track, I think 4th or 5th overall. And I thought, Michael's leading this race. I'm like, Michael might actually finally get the win. And then I got by a couple people on the start, and, Marco passed Michael. I thought, Marco might win. How great of a story is that going to be?
You're thinking all this while you're in the car.
Yeah, I mean, you got time on the straightaway to think about some things. And then I started catching up. I got around Michael, and I go, well, maybe I can win this.
Yeah, the story being Marco, the rookie, of course, the son of Michael, who led the most laps ever, and Sam, who's finished second I don't know how many times. Sam pulls it out.
Yeah, well, it was definitely, like I said before, way too close, and I can't put into words how it made me feel at the time that it did it, but I was just more stunned or I don't know what it was that I'd won. I can't believe it. It's finally was able to win, and now what do I do?
We're here with Danica Patrick, one of the favorite drivers both by the fans and possibly to win the race. Danica, how do you feel about the race this year?
It's a lot better than last year. Last year was a really tough year. Our cars were pretty slow, and we didn't really have a very good chance of winning. It was a pretty big shot in the dark there. But this year is much better. I'm one of 5 cars on a team, so I have some teammates out there, some allies to make it not so hard on me. But it's still going to be difficult. It always is. The Indy 500 is tough to win. It takes speed, but it takes you being smart and patient at the same time. And, I mean, there's a lot of dynamics that go into this race to put you to the front in the end.
You're on a team with Marco, Michael Andretti, Dario, and Tony Kanaan. These are testosterone-driven guys. Have they taken you in under their wing, and do you feel part of the team now?
Yeah, they help with anything that you have a question with. They're first and foremost, they're really great drivers, and we have each other to lean on. I've probably been doing a majority of the leaning so far as I get comfortable and fit in and get into a good rhythm with my engineer. But that's the strength of the team, is that we can lean on each other. So it's a cool dynamic. It's something very different from me. I've coming from a position where I didn't really necessarily get along with my teammates even. It's definitely different, but it makes it a lot more fun.
Do you think you can win this year?
Yes, definitely. I really believe that one of the AGR cars is going to win this year. I mean, of course, I hope it's me, but if it's someone else, you're going to be happy as well, because we all put in the effort to making this car fast for the year, and so it's going to be rewarding either way. Nothing like it would be if it was just you, but being part of this team, I'm realizing what it's like to cheer for your teammates a little bit and have a vested interest in everybody doing well.
There you have it, straight from the horses, or should I say horsepower's mouths. I'm Forbes adventurer Jim Clash. To read my column, pick up Forbes magazine or click on Forbes.com/adventurer. And thanks for watching the Forbes Video Network.